Hey everyone, Mr. Hayes here. I'm going to be taking you through lesson 12 of the Code.org Express course in this video. So the idea with this video is you follow along with me, and if you get to a point where you think you can do the rest of them on your own and you don't necessarily need my guidance, you are welcome to stop watching the video and do it on your own. But as long as you feel like you need my help and it will benefit you, you can watch this video, watch me do a little bit of it, hit pause. You try to do some of it yourself, and then maybe try to finish it out if you just watch me do part of the problem and go from there. Also, here where it says workspace 1 of 5 blocks, if you solve the problem, but you're not able to solve it within the blocks that it gives you, so like you go above the number here, then I would also at that point want you to watch how I did it to get below that number. So let's just get started with this one right away. It says, this is going to be great. Help the bee collect all the nectar. So with this one, our bee will move forward 1, 2, 3 times. So I'm going to put that in. And then at each flower, I also need him to get the nectar. So get nectar after the first or the second forward, and then also get nectar after the third forward. So it should be move forward, get nectar, move forward, get nectar. Now, in this case, I did go over the number of blocks. So to fix that, this right here is my pattern that I repeated. I've done it twice. So instead of putting it twice, I'm just going to put a repeat loop or block, plug it in there, and get it that way. Right, this one, if you look at it to begin with, we have the same setup that we had before. The bee will move forward once, and then on the second and third move forward, he will collect nectar. So I'm going to actually just put in the exact same code we had on the last one. So move forward, he'll collect the nectar twice. Let's run that and see how that plays out. He does what I want to. Now at this point, the bee needs to turn to his right in order to face down. And I'm actually, if you look at it and you can see it, when he faces down, he's going to be set up to run the exact same sequence again. Move forward, forward, collect, forward, collect. Then he'll turn, move forward, forward, collect, forward, collect. So he's going to run this sequence a total of what we just put in 3 times. So I'm creating a nested loop, and that's what this lesson is meant to teach us, is seeing a pattern and then running that pattern however many times you need to. So this is the initial pattern that got the bee to that point, plus the turn right. Let's have him run it 3 times. And, uh-oh, can't do that. Where's my error? We got to also include this move forward, which is what I did not do. So that was my mistake. So we had this to begin with. Let me make sure that works correctly. He gets turned. And now this all goes inside the loop. There. Okay. I'm going to skip this video. If you feel like you need to watch it, watch it. This person will explain what I just did, maybe a little bit better. So let's see. Look closely at the nested loops below. What will happen when you click run? So this is actually set up the way I just did it. The bee will move forward. And then 2 times he'll move forward to get nectar, which should get him there to the end of the first run. He'll turn right to look down, and then it's going to do that pattern 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and that will get all the nectar. So we should select C for that one. We took a little shortcut. So this problem is the same shape. On the last one, we had a square, and this one, we basically have a square again. So I'm going to look at this like, what do I need to do to get the bee across the first run of flowers? So I can choose to have him collect the flower at the beginning, or I can just hold it off and let it be considered part of the last repeat, which that's what I'm going to do. So to get him across the first time, he'll move forward and get nectar. And since there's a nectar at each of the 3 places here, 1, 2, 3, we'll put that inside a loop and run it 3 times. And then when he gets to the end, we will turn right. So let's see how that runs. Okay. And now, so he did it once. We need him to do it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So another pattern there, sticking all this inside the repeat loop to run 4 times. Right. Zombie hungry. Get the zombie to the sunflower using the fewest number of blocks possible. So the zombie's going to need to move forward a certain number and turn left. And he will need to do that 1, 2, 3 times. So let's see, 1, 2, 3 move forwards. So I'm going to put that in there like that 3 times. He'll turn left at that point. So I'm going to put that in there. Let's make sure that works correctly. And it does, but now we just need to loop that or repeat it 3 times. So we'll stick all that into inside a repeat loop, do it 3 times. Try again. All right. Get the zombie to the sunflower using the fewest blocks possible. So the zombie will go down 1, 2, 3 times, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be repeating something 3 times. So move forward 1, 2, 3. We already said that. So 3 times. This is just extra practice from the last one, I think. So this would be a good one to maybe try to do on your own if you've not done it yet. So move forward 3 times. 1, 2, 3. He will turn to his right when he gets down there. Let's make sure that works out correctly. It does. And we're just going to throw that inside a repeat because he'll do it 1, 2, 3 times. Continue. Right. So this one is different in that it's not he's not turning the same way each time. So it wants us to do this in 8 blocks. So I'm just going to take it one step at a time. So the first movement, he's got to go 1, 2, 3 to get across. So maybe we can do move forward 3 times. And then when he gets to this section here, he'll turn to his left. Okay. And if we do like we've been doing at this point, you would maybe be tempted to put this inside a repeat. I'm just going to show you what happens though. So it works to begin with, but because it is a zigzag pattern, the second turn has to be different. So what we have been doing will not work. So at this point, we basically just have to make more code to account for the fact that instead of turning left here, he's going to turn right. So let's see what we have so far. Gets him there, he turns left, and so now we need him to turn. He's turned. He'll move forward 3 times again. And once he gets down here, let's make sure that runs, he needs to turn to his right. And you'll notice at this point, he's now facing the same direction he started off facing up here. So notice he's facing to the left side of the screen. When we reset it, he's facing to the left side of the screen. So at this point is where we can now insert all of this into a loop to repeat itself. So he goes over, down, and he'll go over, down. So we need to do all this 2 times. So he's going to move across, turn left, cross, turn left, cross, turn left, and then down, left, over. Okay. This one is going to be a little different too because he's moving the same number of blocks to begin with. But once we get to this little place here, the number of blocks he needs to move changes some. So we got to remember that. So let's just start with one at a time. So he moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move forwards to get across. So 5 times. He'll turn to his left when he gets there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times again. So we can put this inside a repeat. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn. So we'll repeat this 3 times. Should get him to right here. And now he will move 1, 2, 3, turn, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. He's already set up facing down, so he'll repeat, move forward 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I think at that point he needs to turn right. And then I think we can just loop this bottom part twice, and that'll give us. Oops, I made him turn the wrong way. That's why it's always good to run your code and check it every couple of times you put something new to make sure it's correct. So he turned the wrong way. Add one more repeat, throw it in there 2 times. And that should get him to the flower. There we go. Challenge puzzles are lessons designed to stretch your brain. Just do the best you can. So this would be a good one to try on your own if you followed along with me this far. Pause the video if you want to try to do it. Try it for a little bit. Keep it within 7. You've got a shape that we've already worked with. It's just a matter of how many times you're going to tell the bee to do it. So if you're going to follow along or you at least want to see me get started, there's probably a couple ways to do it. I'm going to do it to where the bee gets all the nectar each time he stops at a flower. So I'm going to do move forward. That'll get him there. We'll do get nectar 12 times because that's how many nectar or how much nectar is there. And then that will need to be put inside a loop and run 3 times. And so that should get him to stop at each of these first 3 flowers and get the nectar there. And last 2 pieces I need. Turn, see, let me, so turn right here at the bottom after he does all of that. And then he needs to repeat that whole process 4 times. All right, this one says collect all the nectar from each flower and make honey at the honeycomb. So not complicated in the movements. The only thing that changes is at the end is what you get is different. So I'm thinking we can move forward, repeat 4 times, get nectar. So that should get him there, and we need him to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So we'll throw that inside a repeat 5. Let's make sure that does what I think it will. And last thing after that would be a move forward and make honey 4 times. We're on the home stretch here. There's 2 more. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So repeat 5 times, move forward, get honey. You'll turn left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can throw that inside a repeat to do twice. Last problem, and I will let you answer this one on your own. I'm not going to answer it in the video, but it says, look closely at the code below. How much honey will the bee make when you click run? Hope y'all enjoyed these activities. Good luck with answering these questions. Just the way I would look at it, or the way you should look at it if you're trying to figure it out, look at the innermost, this intersection of repeat blocks first. Interpret how those will work, and then just know that since they're inside a another repeat, which this whole putting repeats inside of repeats, that's called nested loops. So it's these 2 loops are nested inside this one loop, which is going to tell this inner section here to run through itself twice. So look at that, take that into consideration when you select your answer up here.